Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing fine and I hope your Diwali went well. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. Let's resume with our daily current affairs, which premieres on a daily basis at 6 p.m. Do not worry about notes. It is provided through my Telegram channel, Pooja Dwivedi UPSC. If you have any queries, you can talk to me on my Instagram, follow me on my threads. These are the various events that we have to cover. Let's first of all talk about this question. As a student, he was involved in the Indian freedom struggle. He was an ardent Gandhi follower, and in 1927, he joined the Indian National Congress and was elected as the Congress party president in the year 1946. However, he resigned a year later due to growing differences between himself and the members on the role of the working committee. So we are talking about whom? We are talking about Acharya J.B. Kriplani, whose birth anniversary falls on 11th of November. He was born in the year 1888 in Sindh, now in Pakistan. From the very beginning, he was interested in the Indian freedom struggle. And as a student, he also was an ardent follower of Gandhiji. Other than this, in 1927, he joined the INC, also became a party president in 1946. In 1951, he formed his own party. He was a part of various freedom struggle movements, various segments of it. So let's talk about him. Prime Minister paid homage to socialist stalwart Acharya J.B. Kriplani. His actual name is Jeevatram Bhagwandas Kriplani. He was born in Hyderabad, Sindh in 1888. He was involved in the Indian freedom struggle as an ardent Gandhi follower. He became a part of the Champaran Satyagraha, non-cooperation movement and Quit India movement as well. And he was elected to the Constituent Assembly from the United Provinces, now Uttar Pradesh. He was chairman of the Subcommittee on Fundamental Rights. In 1951, he started his own political party by the name of Krishak Mazdoor Praja Party. It was later on merged with the Praja Socialist Party. He was an ardent critique of Indira Gandhi, was also arrested during emergency 1975. With reference to the power of the governor in the 6th schedule, consider the following statements. Define the boundary of any autonomous district, increase the area of any autonomous district, diminish the area of any autonomous district, unite two or more autonomous districts. How many of the above statements are correct? What powers does the governor have with respect to the 6th schedule, which is applicable to the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram? As these are tribal areas, these are divided into autonomous district council as well. Assam, Meghalaya, and Mizoram have 3, and when it comes to Tripura, Tripura has only 1. So the governor has a lot of power. The governor can define the boundaries of any autonomous district, increase and decrease the area of any autonomous district, as well as unite 2 or more autonomous districts. So all 4 will be the correct answer. The 6th schedule is under Article 244. It is providing certain, administrative, legislative, and authoritative judicial powers to the Administrative Council in the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram. Assam, Meghalaya, and Mizoram have 3 councils. When it comes to Tripura, Tripura has only 1. And if there are different scheduled tribes in the autonomous district, then also the governor may by public notification divide the area or areas inhabited by them into autonomous region. Moving on, the governor may by public notification includes any area in any of the parts, exclude any area from any of the parts, or create a new autonomous district, increase the area, diminish the area, unite 2 or more autonomous districts or even parts, alter the name of any autonomous district, and define the boundaries of autonomous district. So remember, because it could be asked in our examination. Moving on. With respect to the Asia Pacific Economic Forum, consider the following statements. It was formed in 1989 and the 21 members of it are termed as economies. India has expressed interest in joining APEC and made a formal request in 1991, and since then it is a member. So what do we have to see? How many of the statements given above is or are correct? The Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum. This is basically a forum to ensure that the major economies in Asia and Southeast Asia continue to involve each other and develop as a whole. The economy, the trade and commerce in these countries are a major focus. And that is why these are termed as economies, not member states. It was formed in the year 1989. India, basing itself on the geographical location, the largeness of the economy, the importance of the economy, wanted to join APEC. But India is not a member. So first statement is definitely correct. India had expressed intent in 1991, but is not a member as of now. However, Indian Union Minister has been asked to join the APEC for this time. So first is correct, second is not correct. One only will be the correct answer. This particular forum is meeting at San Francisco in the United States for the Leaders Week. And India is not a member. However, India's Union Minister for Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal is attending the forum. APEC is a regional economic forum. It was established in 1989 to leverage the growing interdependence of the Asia Pacific and create greater prosperity for the region as a whole, because East Asian economies started doing really well before the formation of the APEC. Then the 21 members of it are termed as economies because trade and commerce are the major focus areas. Keep in mind that Taiwan and Hong Kong, although China considers them to be a part of the United China, but Taiwan and Hong Kong also are a part of it as different entities. Moving on, Australia, Brunei, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Hong Kong, the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Singapore, Thailand, Chinese Taipei, that is Taiwan, Taipei, China, Japan, South Korea, Russia, Canada, the United States, Mexico, Peru and Chile. These are the different countries that are a part of the APEC. India made a request in 1991 based on its geographical location, potential size of the economy, and degree of trade and interaction with the Asia Pacific. Moving on, consider the following statements. Statement 1 says, the Himalayan mountain range is among the youngest mountain ranges in the world and consists mostly of uplifted sedimentary and igneous rock. Statement 2 says the young mountains are direct atop the Alpide belt, which is also known as the Alpine Himalayan orogenic belt, or lesser known the Tethyan orogenic belt. That means from the Tethys Sea. Let's see. Choose the correct answer using the following codes. We see that the Himalayas are becoming more and more prone to tectonic movement. Because of this, many parts of India, such as the Delhi NCR, are witnessing tremors, shifting. And the Himalayan mountain ranges are prone to landslides, and if you disturb them, they are also prone to collapsing down certain regions. I hope you understand I'm talking about the Uttarakhand tunnel collapse. Because the Himalayas are younger as compared to other mountains in the world, they are made up of sedimentary and metamorphic rock, not igneous. Igneous, you have to remember it with lava. So first statement is incorrect, although the part of it is correct. UPSC will trick us. Certain parts of the statement will be correct, certain parts will be incorrect. The student who can perform well under pressure will be the winner eventually. That is all. So you have to remember to read and if need be, reread the entire statement. Thereafter, choose the correct answer. So sedimentary and metamorphic but not igneous. First is incorrect. Second is correct because the young mountains, they are sitting atop the Alpide belt, the orogeny belt, which is actually the meeting of Indian plate with the Eurasian plate, and because of the meeting, upliftment is being done, and that is why it is creating mountains. That is why orogeny. Orogeny means the creation of mountains. So yes, first is correct, incorrect, second is correct. Statement 2 is correct, but statement 1 is not correct. D will be the correct answer. Recently we saw, this is a news that recently flashed our newspapers, news screens, that a tunnel which is actually a part of the Char Dham development project, Char Dham Pariyojana. I've already covered this, but just for instance, if you do not know, this part of the tunnel connects Silkyara and Dandalgaon. And this is actually a 4.5 kilometer long tunnel. It is a part of the Char Dham Pariyojana. And the basic thing it wants to do, the fundamental thing it wants to do is to reduce the travel time between two regions, Uttarkashi and Yamunotri Dham. By how many kilometers? 26 kilometers. The thing is that because Himalayas are made up of loose sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks, these are prone to collapsing. Maybe There was a blind spot shear that we did not notice during the research. And when the laborers went there, just certain 270 meters actually from Salkyara, the entrance from Salkyara, the collapse was registered. There was maybe a blind spot. Also, because of the continuous tectonic shifting also, we are able to witness new sort of fault lines. We are able to record new sort of fault lines. So that is why it is important to research continuously about the Himalayas. And this is the way that we are passing on food, water and oxygen to the trapped 40 laborers. All are well as of now and they will remain to be well. In the next 2 days, they all will be rescued. So this is a pipeline through which oxygen, food and water is being supplied. Okay. And yes, this is the Alpide orogeny belt. On it, as you can see, the Atlas mountain, many important mountains of Europe and Asia, West Asia, even India, we have the Himalayas. It sits atop this. That is why continuous mountain building is there and tectonic movement and earthquakes and tremors. Moving on. With reference to the demands associated with Royal Indian Navy mutiny, consider the following. Revision of pay and allowances to put RIN employees on a par with their counterparts in the Royal Navy. Release of all political prisoners, including those from Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's Indian National Army, to keep Indian forces stationed in Indonesia and demobilization of RIN personnel with provisions for peacetime employment. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? In February 1946, what started as a demand for better food and better working conditions, it became a national movement for independence from the colonial masters. The Royal Indian Navy Mutiny. It wanted a revision of pay and allowances to put RIN on par, employees on a par with their counterparts in the Royal Navy. It wanted release of all political prisoners, which also included those of the INA. To keep Indian forces stationed in Indonesia was not a part of it. This is incorrect. And demobilization of RIN personnel with provisions for peacetime employment. So 3 will be correct, 3 only will be the correct answer. What happens? Sometimes we just remember the date, the cause of any mutiny, and what ensues. Do we remember the demands? We have to remember the demands. The demands or any important features such as the Cripps mission or the Montagu-Chelmsford reform or whatever the demands are there with respect to any important landmark agreement or a pact, you have to remember it. And how can you remember it? Only if you read modern history like a story. If you're going to mug it up, it is going to leave your brain after a point of time. But if you remember it like a story, then it's hard for you to forget it. Continuous revision is the key. So the morning after February 18, 1946, somewhere between 10,000 to 20,000 sailors joined the strike. Also the establishments from Karachi, Madras, Calcutta, Mandapam, Vishakhapatnam, Andaman Islands were also part of it. What started as for better food and working condition, it culminated into independence movement from the colonial masters. Release of all political prisoners, action against the commanded for ill treatment and using insulting language, revision of pay and allowances, demobilization of RIN personnel with provisions for peacetime employment, release of Indian forces stationed in Indonesia and better treatment of subordinate by their officers. Moving on. This is a practice question for you to solve. I may not be able to take the names of those students who have answered my last question correctly because of the paucity of time. Please answer this one as well. Please answer this one so that I can take your names in the upcoming class. Which of the following countries have launched the initiative Innovative Handshake to connect the startup ecosystem? These are the given options. You have to tell me about it in the comment segment. Thank you so much for watching. Stay updated.